right, Nerd Takes. I'm Justin. This is John. Joining with us is, seems like always, Mr. Andrew Lambert.
Hey, everybody.
And we've got another Lambert here. This is Matt Lambert.
Again.
Howdy.
And John, take it from here.
We're here to review the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel Barrel-Proof Store Pick from Randall's. Jesus.
It's a mouthful.
That's a
That's
lot
a
of
mouthful.
words.
Really complicated.
Hold on. It's ECTBBP SP.
Yes. Crazy.
Okay.
From the distillery is Heaven Hill. So they just started doing these within the last month. This is actually the first Missouri pick of its kind. Randall's got the first one in Missouri. There's one, I think a bottle shop got one in Illinois, but this is the first one in Missouri. This is made by Heaven Hill. No notes on this. So all the notes that I'm going to read, and even like the mash bill and the tasting notes, are from the regular Toasted Barrel, which you can find because again, these are brand new things. These aren't even listed on the website. So probably because it's part of their single barrel program. So they don't do like batch releases like they do for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, because this is the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel Proof. Who knows? Maybe that's the next thing they're going to start doing. But
well, let's also mention that like the Toasted Barrel and also the regular Elijah Craig, they are all bottled at the exact same proof.
94.
At 94, right?
Yes.
So what they're doing with this Toasted Barrel, and they've done with already the barrel proof, is that they are not cutting it.
Right.
It's just straight out of the barrel.
Right.
And so we're going to know what the proof is here in a second.
And that's why I use the notes, because presumably it's going through the exact same process.
Right.
They're just not cutting it down to 94. They're taking a single barrel and bottling it whatever comes out.
I'm pretty pumped about it.
It is going to be very interesting. So some of the summary from the website, made to honor the innovative spirit of Elijah Craig, this twice-barreled expression takes our award-winning small batch bourbon to new heights. After it's fully matured, we finish it in a second custom toasted barrel where it picks up an added layer of sweet oak complexity. And apparently it's done. So the process begins with fully matured small batch, which is then dumped and re-entered at barrel proof into a second barrel made from 18-month air-dried oak. The finishing barrel is first toasted and then flash charred using a moderate toast temperature and toast time. An extensive research and development process resulted in a final barrel toast profile, bringing forward dark sugar flavors within the wood to create a balance of smokiness and sweetness after months of finishing. So months, not years, of finishing. This particular pick is 10 years old. Its proof is 115. Its mash bill, again, this is the mash bill of regular toasted, so I have no reason why it would be any different, is 78% corn, 12% malted barley, and 10% rye, which is the same mash bill of all Elijah Craig. And the MSRP for this was $110.
Okay.
Fancy.
Crazy.
Well, so initial thoughts, if we're looking at, first of all, it's got some pretty decent legs. The color is honestly a lot like the regular toasted, a little bit darker than that, but it's
pretty dark.
Dark
amber.
It's not like dark, but
Yeah, I do have some notes, but
amber.
again, they're all the notes from just the regular toasted barrel, so I don't know how accurate or relevant they'll be to
I think
this.
the flavor notes might be, but I think the color is obviously it's going to be darker. It's almost like a caramel.
Roasted
Yeah.
pecans is what's the toasted barrel color is.
okay.
That's the name of that's what they call it, whatever that means.
So for nose, I'll start with that. I immediately got, obviously it is a toasted barrel, so I got some of like the char from it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit oaky. I got leather. I surprisingly didn't get a lot of like sugar or sweetness notes. I thought I'd get that right off the bat, and for me, I didn't. It actually had more ethanol than I expected it to. Kind of the first whiff in there, I'm like, oh, that's stronger than I'm accustomed to with a toasted barrel. Obviously, it's barrel proof. You're going to get that, but it just kind of like, I'm like, oh, it kind of hit me, which makes me excited about it. I've already tried it too, so I won't share. I won't share. But I was excited before I tried it.
and then he's more excited.
So I'm getting
now.
I echo everything you just said. Like as far as like you get down too deep, there's the ethanol. There is a lot of oak, but being twice barreled, you're probably going to get that. Not a lot of sweetness, some spice though.
Yeah. I got some nutmeg. I got the alcohol actually down in my throat. Yeah, I haven't taken a drink yet, just from kind of a deep smell. And yeah, I think most of your tasting notes I agree with.
Yeah. Just I haven't drank
Or
yet either.
smelling notes.
And yeah, the first thing that I smelled right out of the gate was definitely the alcohol. It came right in, and I'm like, okay. And then the smoke was right behind it. And that's really all I can smell with it. That's all I got.
All right.
What are we supposed to get on the nose with a regular toasted barrel?
Lots of toasted oak with rich caramel.
Yahtzee.
So we didn't get a lot of we got the oak, we didn't get the caramel.
I don't know about the caramel. Maybe.
Well, I'll go ahead and start with the palate.
Yeah.
Because I get caramel on the palate.
for sure.
Like it's caramel. It's shockingly sweet, but also with like a kick of some heat to it. I don't really know what the heat flavor profile would describe it as, but like I was immediately thinking caramel was like my number one tasting palate on the palate.
It's got a good finish too.
Anybody else picking up some other flavors on it besides caramel?
I mean, I get the oak just out of the astringency.
I think it's got maybe like some. I think cherries. I'm gonna put cherry in there. Like some of like the darker fruits.
Okay.
I guess
like stone fruit.
stone fruit. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Fancy.
Leather, actually finishing into leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spice though. Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say my first taste right out of the gate was the caramel too. Like I could taste it and it coated my tongue on that very first taste. Like you were like, oh yeah, okay, there it is. And then you had the smoke and then the alcohol and then a little bit of, I cannot identify what it was at the end. I don't know.
It starts sweet, it ends spicy, and like you said, like the leathery or like the cooking spices or something like that. Gets you kind of in the back end.
You guys are pretty close. So palate is big, rich, and complex, delightful spice and pepper notes. Fade the milk chocolate with just a hint of smoke. Now, I don't know about the chocolate.
I'm not sure
But
about that one.
I almost go the other way with it. Like well, not the other way, but it doesn't finish with the chocolate. It starts with the sweet, and then for me, it finishes with the spice.
And maybe again, that's the difference between this being barreled at barrel proof as opposed to proof down to 94.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I love the finish on this. I think the finish for me, I'm not going to say it's a long finish, but I think the way that it's finishing is actually what's ideal. The way that I drink, like it's.
Yeah.
I haven't been sitting here long enough to say it's like a super long finish, but the finish itself is much more deeper in the back of my throat and even like, or back of my mouth and even like lower in the throat. Whereas on the initial taste, unlike a regular ECBP, the initial taste, it's like boom, front of the mouth, that's fucking hot, that's spicy.
Yeah.
It finishes with different flavors. This is the opposite for me.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I agree with that.
What are we supposed to do? What's supposed to happen?
Complexity continues, nicely warming with lingering chocolate and baking spices.
Okay. Oh yeah, I mean that's
the spices.
I think the
yeah.
baking spices for sure.
I could see a baking spice. Yeah. Right at the end. Like I could see that. But no, I mean, I don't know. For me, it doesn't have a super long finish. Like it's there. I can feel it. It's going down. It's pretty smooth though. I'm not getting a bunch of bite with it. I don't know. It's pretty good. That's all I got. I don't know.
I like this. I
take
actually
it.
like this a lot. We want to do some ratings?
Yeah, let's do some ratings.
Who gets to go first?
How about you?
I think that's fine. That's fine. That's fair. I love ECBPs, and I frequently give ECBPs 9s, 8.5s.
Yep.
I think this is right up there, and it's good for a different reason. It's not because of the way that it finishes and because of the uniqueness of it. And what's the proof on this?
115.
115. Yeah. I mean, I think it drinks hotter than that, like in a good way.
It definitely
personally,
does.
for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going New Hope Luke.
Oh, 8.5.
8.5.
Yes, 8.5.
Right.
Andrew?
Yeah, so I'm right up there too. 8.5 for me also, New Hope. But I really like this. I think it's hot, but not too hot. I mean, for something that's 114 or 115, like it's going to have some alcohol, but it's really smooth for being relatively high proof. I love it. I think it's a great bourbon.
Matt, you want to go?
7.5 for me.
I think that's pretty high though, given
That's
the fact
pretty
that you
good
don't
for
drink
a-
I don't
for
really
a
drink bourbon,
non-bourbon
so I'm
guy.
going to say, yeah, so I would drink this. Let's put it that way.
you go.
Yeah, so for me,
Sweaty Luke.
yeah, definitely
Sweaty
Sweaty
Luke.
Luke. Yeah, for me,
Sweaty Luke.
it's got a bite, right? But it is 115 proof, so legit, it's gonna have a bite. But it's not so overwhelming on some other liquors, some other stuff that's 115, 120 proof, where it jumps on your face and then tries to smash you into the ground, right? Like there are legitimately 120 proof things out there that I've drank that it's painful to drink.
Yeah.
This you could definitely not know that you're drinking something that will get you drunk.
This guy drinks gin for a living, so like that's
Right. Yeah.
not for
That's saying a
living,
lot.
but for,
Not for a
Well,
living.
probably for a
Or
living.
maybe for a living.
Depends
for a
on
good time.
depends on who you're talking to. But no, it's I mean, I would never expect it to be that 115 proof.
Yeah,
Never,
I agree.
ever in my life would I expect it. And I would totally sit down and I would drink this. So
I'm going to echo the Schweddy Luke. 7.5.
I think this is a really nice addition to the Elijah Craig lineup. What do we think, producer Justin?
Just going to ask him.
Yeah, not to beat a dead horse, but I'm right in Schweddy Luke territory of this is solid. Not the best thing I've ever had, but it's almost, it tastes more viscous than it actually is. Like it feels thick it feels thicker than it is. But yeah, I didn't like it at first until the finish. And then the baking spices, I wrote down coriander, but it's probably more nutmeg.
no, that's a
okay.
good call. Yeah, no, I can 100%.
And I don't know, that after setting it down and walking away from it a little bit, I'm like, yeah, I like this. I want some more. So yeah, I'm right there in Schweddy Luke.
Nice.
I think as a first offering, their first
Pretty solid.
availability,
Pretty good.
basically, like
Right.
in our region at least, like this is pretty darn good, and they're only going to get better at it. I mean, I
True.
feel like the Elijah Craig, like the original barrel proofs, like the first couple we had were good and solid, but like seems like every one that we keep buying is like this is fucking better than the last one. This
Yes.
is better than. I mean, it's just they're just going to get better at it. So I'm excited to see future ones of this, and even like compare ones that have come out and like do a side by side, because then we're getting into the point like not now since it's not a new release, like how does it stack up against other
Yeah.
store picks? So I mean, I
Exactly.
think
Yeah.
we're kind of glossing
that's-
over the fact that it's a store pick.
Yeah, this
So-
isn't just a batch. Yeah, this isn't just a batch. This was a single barrel.
I'm sure at some point they're going to do the Elijah Craig toasted barrel proof as maybe like an annual thing that's not a pick, like right now they do 3 batches for regular ones. Maybe they do it at some point for 3 ones for the toasted barrels.
Oh.
And then you can really compare like what are they offering 3 times a year versus what stores are able to pick.
Yep.
I'd be shocked if they didn't do that.
Yeah,
They're obviously
yeah,
going to do that.
definitely.
Well, they're going to do that with the rise eventually.
So, yeah.
You would have to imagine.
Toasted rye was great too. Anyway.
Yep.
Okay. Evan Hill, keep it up.
Keep it up. Nerd takes.
Nerd takes.
Air takes.
Thank you.